Hey guys, it's Kyla at the MJC, and today I'm going to be going through the current filing directions for the divorce or legal separation when you're doing the Part 1 and you are filing separate without minor children. Before I get into that though, as always, just a reminder that nothing in this video is intended to be legal advice. It's a video, so I'm not able to analyze your specific situation to determine if this is the right process for you, if there are any potential problems or red flags in your case, or things like that. So if you do have any questions, we definitely recommend getting some legal advice. You can get brief legal advice for free here in Milwaukee County through the Marquette Volunteer Legal Clinics. If you live in a county other than Milwaukee, you can contact your local clerk of court to find out what resources are available in your area. All right, so looking at these filing directions, I've already gone through and done some highlighting just because somehow that's something that's hard for me to do on the fly. And I'm going to go through these and talk about the forms and copies you need. One thing I'll let you guys know is these directions, this video is being shot or recorded in September of 2022. Filing directions do change from time to time. The filing fees change, the number of copies needed may change. So this is our current, most accurate set of filing directions, but if you're watching these in the future, it might be worth double checking to make sure that this is still the most current set of directions. But anyway, those of you looking to file, you'll want to make sure you have at least 3 documents with the appropriate sets of copies. So you'll want to have the summons without minor children and 4 photocopies of that packet, the petition without minor children and 4 photocopies of that entire packet, and the confidential petition addendum. That one doesn't need any copies. You'll also have 2 optional forms that you may have, but you're not required to have. So the first is a fee waiver. The fee waiver is if you're going to ask the court not to make you pay the $188 filing fee or the $90 service fee. So if you look at those and you say, yeah, I'm not able to pay those, then you can fill out the fee waiver form. It has 2 forms with it, no photocopies of that. If you're just going to pay the filing fees, you don't need those. And then 2, if you're going to request a temporary order hearing, so basically a lifeboat order to get you through until your final hearing, that form, if you're doing those, you'll want 4 copies of the order to show cause and affidavit for temporary order hearing. Looking at this, so once you have all of your documents that you need, the next thing you're going to do if you're asking for a fee waiver is go about requesting that. Those of you who don't want a fee waiver or aren't going to use a fee waiver, don't think you qualify, can skip to section B. For those of you who are going to get a fee waiver, first thing you'll do is make sure you get that fee waiver notarized. In the Milwaukee County Courthouse, you can get fee waivers notarized in room 104 of the courthouse that's on the 1st floor. You can also get it notarized anywhere else there's a notary. So if you have a friend who's a notary, or if there are any banks or post offices or anything like that, you can get it notarized anywhere. You're not required to do it at the courthouse. The courthouse is just 104 is the location within the courthouse where you can do it. Then you will want to get that fee waiver approved. You can do that in room 609 of the courthouse. That's up on the 6th floor. You'll want to make sure that you bring with you a proof of public assistance. If you're saying you are requesting a fee waiver because you receive food share or Badger Care, you'll want to make sure you have the food share app on your phone or the My Access app on your phone, or that you have a printout stating that you received this benefit for the current month. If you're trying to do it based on your income, make sure you bring a pay stub or something like that. And then you will take your notarized fee waiver plus your proof to room 609. Once you've gotten your fee waiver approved, or for those of you who aren't using a fee waiver, you'll start in room 104. You will give them all of your documents and copies. If you're using a fee waiver, show them your fee waiver so you don't have to pay the filing fee. For those of you paying the filing fee, this is where you will pay that amount. And then you'll give them all of the documents. They're going to stamp them with a judge and a case number and some other information. They'll then give you back the documents. You'll take the documents that you get back up to room 707. You'll give those documents to the clerk there in 707. In 707, you're going to get something called an administrative dismissal date. Don't be confused by this. It is not a court date. Right now, as we speak in 2022, it literally says notice of hearing, But if you read the fine print below, it says there isn't an actual hearing. It's actually just the deadline to turn in the rest of your Part 2 paperwork. So it's a very confusing document. Don't let it confuse you. That dismissal date, as I said, is the deadline to turn in the rest of the Part 2. This document set that you're turning in, the Part 1, gets you started. But to get your final hearing in front of a judge, you have to do more paperwork. That's the Part 2. If you requested a temporary order hearing, this is also where they will give you the date for that hearing. And then the clerks here will give you back some paperwork. Once you get that paperwork back, you have 90 days to get your spouse served with the paperwork. If you plan to serve through the sheriff, and the person that you're trying to serve, your spouse, lives in Milwaukee County, you can give the documents to the sheriff in room 102 of the safety building. If the person you are trying to serve doesn't live in Milwaukee County, you'll want to serve through the sheriff or a private process server in that area. And if you have questions about service, you're not sure about this or about what your best option is or things like that, that can be another thing that's a great thing to get some legal advice about. Once your spouse has been served, then you'll want to do the Part 2 paperwork. You can find the Part 2 paperwork if you want to do it on your own in the county law library. You can also find them online on our website. That's www.milwaukeejusticecenter.org. And we've got how-to videos on filling out all of the Part 2 documents as well. If you aren't able to get your spouse served, so you try serving through the sheriff and that doesn't work, then we do recommend getting legal advice, or you can, if you're in Milwaukee, coming to one of our forms clinics to get information about what your next steps are to make sure that you get service successfully completed before that 90-day deadline. All right, well, that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. I really hope that it was helpful. And until I see you guys for the next set of forms, I hope that you all go out and represent yourselves well.